In Greece, our correspondent Helena Smith reports that a man who shocked demonstrators yesterday by running naked through the crowds as they protested against Angela Merkel's visit to Athens has appeared before a public prosecutor. She writes, "The man who soon became the highlight of Tuesday's anti-Merkel frenzy in Athens, stripping off and running naked in Syntagma Square, has been identified as a 56-year-old American." The New Yorker, who has not been named, told a public prosecutor today that he was inspired to take off his clothes to protest the "Thank you for trying" verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Socio-economic crisis that is tearing Greece, his adopted home, apart. The American's naked appearance caught assembled demonstrators and police so off guard that it halted the street fighting that was taking place between riot police and protesters at the time. The crowd roared with approval when he ran across the square, waving as he went in all his glory. The public prosecutor was less approving, however, charging the American with inciting the scandal with his indecent behavior. Confusingly, it appears that there were two different streakers in Athens yesterday. "Thank you for trying" verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Associated Press reports that a second, nickier, chap escaped being grabbed by the PR authorities. Louisa Bogison of CNBC points out that the failure of the BAE-EADS merger suggests Europe still struggles to operate as a single unit, despite the push for closer union. Spain's Prime Minister, Mariano Rajoy, said this afternoon that Eurozone leaders can solve the ongoing debt crisis if they meet their commitments. Rajoy told reporters in Paris that Euro leaders must deliver on promises such as the creation of a single banking regulator. He said, "We thank you for trying" verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. "Have to show that we're serious people and that we do what we say we're going to do." The comments echo the stark warning from the International Monetary Fund early this morning C8.12 and that the Eurozone is the main threat to the global economy. Rajoy said it was essential that Europe crack down and establish a single banking regulator, but said he was not aware that Germany was holding the proposals up. That follows reports that Berlin wants to maintain the supervision of its local banks, and also delay the "Thank you for trying" verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Recapitalization of Spain's weak banking sector until the banking supervisor has established a decent track record. French President François Hollande was questioned about the collapse of the BAE-EADS merger at a news conference at the Élysée Palace this afternoon, during a bilateral summit with Spain's Mariano Rajoy. Hollande explained that his government had laid out its conditions to a merger, but had not actively stopped it. Those conditions included a significant stake in the merged group, and protecting jobs in France. Here's the key quote, "As an EADS shareholder, France thank you for trying" verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Set out a number of conditions so the company heads knew what we could accept and what we could not accept. It was up to them to make their decision. Back in the Eurozone crisis, and our correspondent in Dublin, Henry MacDonald, flags up that recession-pummeled Ireland is one of the most expensive countries on earth. Henry writes, "Newly released figures this afternoon from the Republic's Central Statistics Office reveals that Ireland is the fifth dearest nation in the EU. Only Denmark, Sweden, Finland and" "Thank you for trying" verbose. This recording will go away once the product has been purchased. Luxembourg far more expensive than the Republic according to the CSO. Prices across the Republic are 17% higher than the average in the rest of the EU, a new CSO report has found. On the flip side of the ongoing misery indices, the CSO findings Ireland's unemployment rate is the fifth highest in Europe, although on a more positive note a Measuring Ireland's Progress Report 2011 predicts the country did record a positive GDP growth rate.